But one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal program.
It is time for First Federal here on the 21st of March, 28 degrees, as we welcome Evan to the program this morning. Good morning, Evan.
Hey, Randy, thanks.
How are you?
Doing well.
You didn't bring a very warm temperature with you, did you?
No, I didn't. I'm the winter cooler guy. Sorry about that.
Well, one of these days, eventually it'll get there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I will say, last weekend we went out to Fancy Park, me and the boys, and had ourselves some real fun playing baseball and basketball.
It was a pretty nice weekend, yeah.
It was windy, but really fun.
42 tomorrow,
Okay.
and Sunday they're calling for rain and 51.
That
so
sounds like we're getting the board games out here.
board games or NCAA basketball.
Yeah,
Right?
I think I know what's going to win out there. Can you do them both?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. That way maybe you can sneak the right ways around on the board game.
I almost need to anymore because the kids are
getting
getting
pretty witty.
they're getting a little bit smarter. I can still humble them every now and then.
Yeah. Not as often though.
No, not as often. It comes back the other way now.
What's happening at First Federal?
Yeah, we got a great show this morning. First Federal specific. Hey, we're remodeling a couple branches.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah, our Bremen and Winnemac. Those were our first two non-Rochester locations in our history, and we're doing some extensive remodels, but we're super excited about. I don't know if you've seen our Plymouth branch.
I have.
Okay.
I have. That was a big one.
We completed that one about 5 years ago, and I guess maybe, I think it was finishing about 5 years ago. These two are going to be done this summer.
Ooh.
We're doing them at the same time, which has been very interesting.
That could be interesting.
Yes. But they're going to be of a similar look and feel to the Plymouth branch, which is why I mentioned that. And so, I don't know if you're out and about traveling around our great north central Indiana corridor here, you might enjoy seeing those updated branches.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think they went live in the 70s as branches when the rules changed. Did you know you couldn't branch to another county?
Really?
Yeah, back in the earlier part of that
Had to
century.
stay where you were.
Yep. That's why there's so many first something or other. Because they were the first one in that county, and they didn't want another one coming in and being, another savings and loan, another savings bank. So that was real popular to name them that way.
So they'd have to be the second savings bank.
Then you start moving into other counties, and it's like, there was a different first over here before us, so it gets kind of weird sometimes, but that's kind of why that is.
Interesting.
I always wondered that when I was younger.
There's the trivia for today.
Yeah, so I win. Sorry, Randy, no shot this time. Hey, we had a pretty neat thing happen in the community this week. The Office of Community and Rural Affairs from down in Indianapolis, they kind of support, they were created, I don't know how long ago, 20, 25 years ago, to help support rural counties in Indiana. And they had a pilot program, a training program, a couple days this week. Fulton County was chosen to be one of the pilots, so that's always a good thing. And brought together a lot of people, different backgrounds and stuff, to get trained on community engagement, because the reason why they created this program is the communities that have done the best with past Stellar grants or Ready grants have been the ones that have been talking to each other the most and collaborating and working together. So kind of a training on that. They brought in some, a couple of speakers that were really, really good. So be on the lookout. I have a feeling this group's going to be doing a lot of outreach this year and creating some opportunities to ask good questions of our local citizens and finding out what's important to everybody and kind of putting all that together. So I was really excited about being able to be a part of that, for one, and then also just kind of looking forward. I'm kind of a longer term thinker. It takes time to get where you want to go, but you need to be talking about it now.
Oh, yeah.
And so this will help us do that connecting and talking about parts. So I think it's really neat too, coming off of, I don't know when we're going to stop saying this, but coming off of COVID and the pandemic and everybody kind of sinking inward for a while, we can really kind of connect outward and grow together. So really cool opportunity for our community, and we were talking about some surveys and just some other ways of getting in front of people, and so we'll be
Good deal.
looking at some of those things. Our guest this morning is Rick O'Neill from the Optimist Club, and Optimist Club is a good example of a great service club here in Fulton County, and that's an example of a club we would want to get in front of and collect some data from those members. They've got unique perspectives, just like every group does in the county. So, just a little preview there for you.
Can't wait to see more.
Yeah. So I've got your 20 questions here with me. We'll go over after the show.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. No, I'm just kidding. All right, trivia this morning. I was hoping for a good March Madness piece of trivia, Tanner.
Had to bring some with me. So basketball question back-to-back weeks here.
That's all right. We'll see. I got last week. So.
Yeah. What school has had the most wins in the month of March since 2010?
Oh my.
Now, I'm talking about the whole month of March.
Whole
so
month.
we're talking about regular season games, conference tournament games, NCAA tournament
And
games.
since 2010, that's really been the prime of your life. So we're expecting
Yeah,
some
the last
good things.
15 years, we're not much going on.
I'll give you 4 choices. Don't
Okay.
worry. I'm not just going to lead you out there to UConn, Creighton, Duke, or Oregon.
Ooh. Could you give me a little less?
Couple blue bloods, couple maybe not so blue
I was
bloods.
going to say,
so-
could you give me some more that weren't so obvious that possibly could be there?
Yes, but
Okay, well, let's see what the gut feeling is here.
March Madness is underway. NCAA tournament action. We had the first 4 games earlier this week. We had Thursday games yesterday, of course, so one half of the round of 64 is completed.
Yes.
Not too many upsets yesterday.
Just probably the one, I suppose.
McNeese and then
over
Clemson to 5-12.
Yeah.
Drake over Missouri in 11-6, but that was, I know more people that picked Drake than
Yeah,
picked Missouri
right.
in that
I think
one.
Yeah.
we did.
I did.
Which I didn't realize that was Drake's first round win since the 70s.
Oh,
Wow.
I think that was McNeese's first
Ever.
NCAA.
Yes.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, because McNeese last year was the popular
Mhm.
pick to go to at least Sweet 16, and
Yeah.
Gonzaga beat him by, I think, about 30 points last year in the first round.
They learned something apparently.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes I don't. Yeah, those 11 seeds, like they're not. Cause a couple of them are the play-in teams.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I mean,
You got
not
Xavier
always-
today
yeah.
playing Illinois, who beat Texas, and North Carolina, that somehow not only got in as a playing game, got an extra day of rest. I can't figure that out, but
But hey, the AD had nothing to do with
no,
it.
nothing.
He
He
was out
left
of
the
the
room.
room.
He left the
Yes.
room, Randy.
Well, at least they did show up and win.
Yeah.
So that.
And they play Missouri, or Mississippi today. Wouldn't shock me if they win. I mean, you know they have talent. That's
Right,
the thing.
right.
But that's the thing. You know they have about as much talent, if not more, than
It's
the
not.
majority of the teams, and they underachieve.
That's
I
not
mean,
why you're supposed to get in.
right. So,
Yep.
um,
Huge talk on that on sports radio.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And you were speaking of McNeese State, they defeated Clemson, and Purdue defeated High Point 75-63 yesterday. So they will meet up tomorrow. They're the first game tomorrow. They kick things
Ooh.
off at 12:10 on CBS.
Get up
So,
early. And
Yeah,
do
they'll
some
be the
pregame
only
going.
game
yeah.
going on for 30
It's food
minutes.
cooking.
So the whole country that wants to watch basketball will be watching Purdue. And which I know my dad and I were talking on my drive down this morning. He was surprised Purdue was in that slot, but then he's like, well, we did make the national championship game last year, so maybe we kind of did earn some eyeballs. So
Now,
Purdue's
they-
5.5
they
point
produce.
favorites.
How that's
Yeah, it's gonna be
Sounds like your dad wished they weren't in that spot.
yeah, probably. Probably. That's I expect a really good game. Interesting thing about Will Wade, the coach of McNeese State, he announced this week he's accepting the NC State job.
Yeah, that
Which
was.
I thought, I was like, why would you do that the week of the, so I didn't think they'd win yesterday. I thought their
Yeah.
mind would be on other things, but they came out and played really well. About blew it. They had a 22-point lead with 7 minutes left and won by 2.
Yeah.
What if that announcement ends up galvanizing them
I know.
in a different way than
Yeah,
would
could.
typically
It
be?
could.
And maybe that's what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's already talked to some of the players that aren't seniors, and they already have,
Yeah.
you're going to follow me to North
Yeah,
Carolina.
Very true.
Yeah.
That happens a lot
Yeah.
these days.
So,
Yep. It'll be
could
interesting.
be. So, and yeah, Big Ten started off 4-0 yesterday. So,
Not a bad start.
yeah, better than the ACC, who has 2 of their 4 teams out already. SEC had a couple teams out, except they got like a million in. So.
Right.
I was gonna say, yeah.
ACC is not the same.
Nope,
That's too bad.
nope, yep. Yeah, you hate to see it.
They
don't
used
you?
to be real fun for basketball.
Oh yeah.
But it should be a fun day of action. Maybe we'll see more upsets today. Usually one of the 2 days.
I was going to say, I'm guessing today might be
today might be the big day. And maybe, I was talking with Evan this morning, maybe the transfer portal has a lot to do with this.
Yeah, and it makes
We're not seeing as much upsets because if somebody kind of sparks in the tournament, then a bigger school grabs their guys. But on the flip side, I have seen some of these lower programs become better the last few years. Maybe they're grabbing guys from upper level teams that don't play as much. So.
Right.
So do you see a 16
No.
over 1 at this
I don't
year?
even see a 15 over 2.
I don't either.
No. But,
Seems like a stretch this
Yeah.
year.
yeah, but
Now, that's the fun of it.
That is
why
the
we
fun.
play the game for a reason. So. And other college basketball news, especially in the state of Indiana, IU's got a new head coach.
That happened fast this time.
Yeah, it sounds
I
like
think
it
that
was in
was
the
it.
works
Yeah,
for
I
a
think
while.
Olsen had something.
Yeah.
See if he can pull off the good work he did, in the football program.
Yeah.
There
coaching.
was a lot of reference to the football hire and
Process.
out of the basketball, into this. So
Darren DeFreeze from West Virginia. It was only at West Virginia for 1 year, so I think that's why their fans are pretty upset. But well, West Virginia's one of those programs, they can't keep coaches.
No.
They just can't. So, of course, he's going to get more NIL money at IU and more resources, all that.
His son's pretty good, too.
So I think that's why the fans are mad, too.
Yeah, he got
His
one
son's
more
falling
year.
over. They shut him down early this season with a shoulder injury. But it'll be interesting to see if he brings 2008 RHS graduate Corey Barnett with him.
I
He's
was
assistant
looking,
on the staff.
I was looking for some news if he had announced assistants yet. And he hadn't,
I was going to say, as of yesterday, I hadn't seen it, but they said in the next 2 or 3 days they're planning to do
The
that.
portal opens up Monday.
I think he was the #1 assistant there for him, wasn't
I
he?
think
Or
Chester Frazier, the old Illinois coach, because he's rumored to maybe get the West
the
Virginia
job.
job.
Okay.
So,
That's pretty neat.
but he's right up there.
I'm sure if Corey gets the nod, he'll want to come back.
So,
But yeah, it'll be interesting because he said it's that and putting the roster together
portal opens up Monday.
his first 2 plans. So.
And Gabe Cups and Malik Renew already put their names in the portal, which is expected, I think, when the new coach comes in to see
I thought there'd be more.
what their offers are out
Probably
there.
still
They
will
come
be.
back and
I don't know. It'll be interesting because I think, and that's one nice thing I've seen is most of the IU Nation is getting behind this. And so, there's not too much negative coming from the IU side.
That's true.
So that kind of
That's unusual.
yeah. So we'll wait and see. But I don't know.
Yeah.
How many more will join the portal or?
he doesn't have that big name as some of the candidates that are getting thrown out there that are impressive. That's probably not a bad thing.
No.
I mean,
but you look at his record.
Yeah.
From where he's been and what he's done.
Was that Drake for 6
he
years?
wins.
And I like the decisive nature of the hire rather than stringing along 75 candidates like the Bears did. I didn't like that.
Very
So
true.
we'll see.
Very true. In high school basketball, still got some local teams playing.
Yes, McConaughey and Manchester heading to semi-states this weekend, as well as Triton to the north. So it's kind of interesting. Todd and I were talking earlier that those 3 teams who beat Rochester, of Rochester's 5 losses, 4 of them, because Manchester twice, still playing, battling for a semi-state. So pretty tough games there. So
Absolutely.
good luck to those guys. And 2-game semi-state. In case you forget, they changed that last year.
That's
so
right.
Morning session and then the evening.
Yep.
So.
And I'll give good luck to fellow John RHS graduate Garrett Weininger. That Fisher Tigers Finney State champs, undefeated so far. They're still rolling along.
Wow.
So, in 4A. So.
They're probably going to be as close as they've seen in a while if you're interested because they're at Elkhart.
Yes. Long
Long
drive for the Tigers.
Yeah.
But,
short drive if you want to go watch him, but
they're fun to watch. They got some guys that have some highlights every night. He's got one of his players he's committed to Stanford to be a wide receiver.
Oh my.
They throw it up, he goes gets it. It's fun to watch.
He's wide receiver in basketball.
You can see he's got the vertical. It's fun to watch. So. Got some tidbits here this morning. On this day, 1961, Todd will appreciate this one. Art Modell purchased the Cleveland Browns for a then record sum of $3,925,000. Put that in perspective. The Boston Celtics sold yesterday for a record. It was a little north of $6 billion.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Selling why their value is high.
Yeah.
On this day, 1980, on the season finale, there was a cliffhanger of the TV show Dallas.
No.
Villain J.R. Ewing was shot by an unknown assailant.
Who shot you?
Yep. On this day, 2006, the first ever tweet was sent out by Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, now known as X instead of Twitter. And his tweet was just setting up my Twitter, but he spelled it T-W-T-T-R.
Boy, that
Whoops.
changed things with all those short codes for
Yep.
texting and keeping things compressed.
Yep.
Huh?
And on this day in 2019, Japanese baseball right fielder Ichiro Suzuki finished his historic career with a record of 4,367 base hits. That's including Japan and the MLB, as the Mariners beat the A's 5-4 in Tokyo, Japan. So he's one of the better players of all time. He's fun to watch.
He was a dude.
Tool of his game, I mean, in Japan, he was more of a power hitter. I mean, there's been videos of him just cranking out home runs, and he knew that wasn't what he needed to do over in America.
Swing mechanics must have just been pure as the white snow.
And I remember when he came on in 2001 in Seattle. I mean, they just had no more Randy Johnson, King Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, but they made the playoffs right away with him. And in his rookie year, I mean, he was a player throughout when I was growing up. And I remember he threw out a guy from right field that was going from second to third.
Oh my!
And right when he did that, I was like, okay, this guy's a little different.
Small stature, but he could really
had
be for
the interesting batting style and mechanics. Kind of would do one of these with the bat at the pitcher type of motion. So yeah, he's fun to watch. And got a lot of days. Today is National Single Parent Day, National Crunchy Taco Day, which I prefer crunchy tacos over soft tacos.
There we go.
And stuff. National French Bread Day, World Poetry Day, National Memory Day, World Down Syndrome Day, World Tattoo Day, Slytherin Pride Day for all Harry Potter fans out there, Big Bang Day, Tiramisu Day, Red Nose Day, National Preschool Teachers Appreciation Day, Twitter or X Day, National Common Courtesy Day, National Teenager Day, and National Countdown Day. A lot of days.
A lot of days today.
popular time of year.
Yes.
On upcoming events, we saw that Monroe Mrazek is opening up a salon and clothing goods store, holding an open house tomorrow.
Yes.
From 11 to 3. Check that out. Money news: S&P's up a little bit after losing some ground the last few weeks. Been a rough kind of month or two here.
It's been a rough start to 2025.
Yeah, it really has. A lot of uncertainty out there, so well, kind of interesting to follow that. The Fed met and decided to keep the interest rates even. I think they don't know what to expect either, so just hold tight. So there's
better than panicking.
Yeah, there's some good advice. Just wait. Just hold tight. All right. Thinking of First Federal this morning, our Simply Free checking, well, really any checking account, free gift is a basketball-shaped cutting board.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Tanner brought that last week on the show.
They're
It's
going well.
Some
They're
good
very
snacks for that Purdue game. Put them on the cutting board, pass it around.
There you go.
It'll be a fun day tomorrow. So, well, we want to get right to speaking with our guests this morning, and I mentioned this at the beginning. We've got a longtime friend of the show, Rick O'Neill, back with us this morning from the Optimist Club. Welcome, Rick.
Good morning, Evan.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and the Optimist Club is doing very good, and we are still supporting the youth of the community. That's our mission statement, and I'm more or less here to talk about a pancake breakfast.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning we have a pancake breakfast, March 22nd, and that's going from 6 till 10 a.m., and it's for the soccer and softball leagues of Blackadder. And I don't know if you've ever been to our pancake breakfasts, but I think the sausage is almost as good, if not better.
Yeah. Well, they've been going on for several years here.
Yeah.
Got it down pat, that's for sure.
Nice system.
We got a good system going. Actually, long time member, actually a life member, Jim Streeter, actually built the pancake spreader there. They put the batter in and just push it down and make pancakes.
You gotta love some innovation to make something work a little bit better. That's great.
Yep, he was definitely a wonderful member to have and good friend. But and while I'm on that subject, I might as well bring up the fact that the Optimist Club now has a renewable $2,000 scholarship for any student in Fulton County for advancing education in agriculture, renewable energy, or business in the memory of Jim Streeter.
That's wonderful.
You know, so the submission deadline is April 15th for that scholarship.
When you say renewable scholarship, what's that mean, Rick?
Every year.
So that
It's gonna
follows
follow
you.
them right through school.
Those are big.
Those are very nice.
Those are really great
Parents like
scholarships.
those very well
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Well, it's neat being in memory of Jim, and also the purpose of recognizing renewable. Just a huge leader for that in our, community and in Indiana.
And, you know, Jim was really big into the pumpkins. You know,
That's right.
He did a great job for us with the pumpkins.
You guys may be as well known for pumpkins as Pancake
Yeah,
Breakfast.
yeah.
Something with the peas there.
Yeah, there's something going here.
You know, he built a pumpkin washer for washing the pumpkins. I mean, Jim was really good for our club. He's a great member. He's great for our community.
We're gonna miss him a great deal.
And we're still donating all the profits that we raise for the pumpkins.
Well, tell us about what some of those donations go towards, Rick.
Well, let's see here. We donate to the Fulton County Friends of the Park, Fulton County 4-H Junior Leaders, the Rochester Club Soccer for Students in Middle School, Rochester Youth Baseball League, and the RCSC Little Zebby's Daycare. So those are just some of the items. And, it's
Well, we love the focus that you have on youth in the community, because you know what that also means is family.
Yeah.
And that's really the building blocks of any community is our families and supporting families. I think the Optimist Club does as good a job of that as anybody in certain ways. My kids, I'm at the age where, my kids have done almost all the things you mentioned and benefited from the focus on fundraising and uniting the community around supporting youth. So I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing. We couldn't do it without the community. I mean, the community has to be part of our fundraising and so on and so forth. I mean, and we've got probably one of the best communities I've ever seen. Then, we're giving away 7 scholarships this year.
So this is in addition to the new one.
Right.
You got 7 others. So tell us about those. And
Well,
this is the time of year probably to
Yeah.
be thinking about scholarships.
so we've got 7 scholarships for $1,500 for any student who resides in Fulton County
Okay.
and is pursuing higher education of any kind. And then, of course, we still have the Jim Markman Scholarship that we give out every year. And that's for somebody that's pursuing a degree in education.
Jim was principal of Riddle Elementary when I was running through there.
Yeah.
We all had a lot of respect for Big Jim.
Yes.
He was a great
When he
principal.
spoke, you listened.
Yeah.
He carried a big stick.
Yeah, he did. I just really felt like he was really, really good at that job.
He was.
So that's a neat one. I appreciate you mentioning
Yeah,
that.
no, the submission deadline is March 28th for those scholarships.
Okay.
So that's coming right around the
Boy,
corner.
that's coming right up.
A week.
So if you're listening, we're talking with Rick O'Neill from the Optimist Club. And if you are tuning in, he's talking about scholarships. Optimist Club is dedicated to promoting youth in our community in a variety of ways. One thing that's super timely, the Pancake Breakfast tomorrow morning. But also, he just mentioned scholarships. If you've got some students looking to go to college or any post-secondary education, you can be qualified for that. Deadline March 28th.
So your spring break, you're on it,
I
but you
know.
still got work to do.
Yeah.
So get that done. Right?
Yeah, hopefully you can make some time for that.
And this was something I was unaware of. I guess I got 10 more meetings, but we recently organized an Optimist essay contest
Oh, neat.
and awarded $500 to various students for their submissions. With Grant Bailey submitting a winning essay. The topic was how Optimist has paved my road to success.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
we got the junior Optimist clubs in the schools, and so we're bringing them up to support the community.
And you think about a community like ours really has a long-term survival if the folks that grow up here are raised to think about the community, value it, and want to continue promoting it, after they're an adult raising their own family. That's just awesome to hear about.
It's a great club, and anybody that's interested in joining can join.
So tell us about that process and a little bit more about being a member, because I think that's an important point there may be some people listening that think, hey, this is great. I didn't know much about this, and I want to get involved.
Yeah, we meet every Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. at the Rochester Dine-In over on 25.
Oh, yeah, they got a great back room.
Yep, and that's where we meet, in the back
Okay.
room. You can have breakfast, whatever.
You have to know the secret knock or anything to get back
Uh,
there? Okay. All right.
Maybe a secret handshake.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we're always welcoming anybody that wants to join. You know, we always need new members to help with the pancake breakfast, the pumpkins.
Yeah.
You know, or you just want to give us advice on how we're going to keep this club going.
Yeah,
I mean,
communication.
You know, because the membership has to keep growing with the younger people, or we'll just die out.
Well, it's kind of, I mentioned that training I went to this week with other local folks, and just learning about engagement and working together. And I think that's what you're talking about, Rick. Everyone's got some good ideas. Let's get the ideas on the table, kind of talk through them, you know, support each other, and see where we go.
Well, that's part of it too. These long-lasting organizations that have been around a long time. Unfortunately, some of the members are starting to get older, can't do as much, and so
Right.
yeah, you need the new members in to step up.
I've been a member for 20 years this year, so
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's great.
it's a great club. I've enjoyed my membership. I mean, I've been president, vice president.
That's why you're here today.
Yeah.
Now you're the
Short
PR
straw.
guy.
Short straw.
But you know, I can say that our pancake breakfasts have been very successful.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with folks like you that allow us to get it out there.
Well, tell us one more time about the pancake breakfast, because that's real timely right now.
Yep. So tomorrow morning, from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m., we are having our pancake breakfast at the 4-H Fairgrounds, and that's going to benefit the soccer and softball leagues of the Black Tier. It should be a good time. And like I said, get the sausage. It's good.
That's right. Well, we've been talking with Rick O'Neill from the Optimist Club about the one big event coming up tomorrow morning, but also about all the things Optimist Club's doing, and he announced a new scholarship in Jim Streeter's memory, which is just fantastic, a renewable scholarship for a student. So thank you so much for being on, Rick.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right, trivia time.
Okay, Randy.
I don't know. This got me stumped here.
What schools had the most wins in March since 2010? Of course, we're talking about March Madness basketball here. UConn, Creighton, Duke, or Oregon?
You know, the obvious kind of sticks out at UConn or Duke, but I'm going to go with Oregon.
Wow, you're a genius. Oregon has 75 wins in March since 2010. I mean, they just closed.
Yeah.
They closed hard. So,
I'm starting to catch on to Tanner's way of doing things. It's those teams that really, you know, everybody knows kind of during March Madness time. But,
well, you did great.
yeah.
Good answer. Well, this is something that you and I can really enjoy. Some words of wisdom from Bobby Knight.
Oh, everybody needs to listen up.
That's right. Come on, Tanner. Open the ears. Most people have the will to win. Few have the will to prepare to win.
Oh, good advice.
That's right.
We'll talk to you guys next Friday.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.